Welcome to Eclectic Soundtrax episode Who Gives a Fuck with Matt Ballengee and Snakeskin Prison performing here at Come and Take It Live in Austin, Texas. And this is like the first show I've been to in a billion years.
Yes.
And Vic as well.
Yep.
We don't like going out and doing shit anymore.
No, we're grumpy.
Matt,
Haven't been out of the house in a while.
Do you still enjoy life?
I mean, I feel like that's why God made Tito's. So as long as we got Tito's and the Mary Jane, life can be thoroughly enjoyable.
Hence the reason we're doing the podcast. I knew if we were like trying to do this with Matt after the show, I've never seen you coherent after a show. Usually when the show's over, you have no idea that my band's even played with your band.
I know.
And I'm like, hey, dude, so who do I talk to about? And you're like,
I'm like, wait, who are you? Where are we at? What's happening?
It's good to see you. And I'm
What
like,
are you doing, skunk?
Dude, I was just on stage, Matt.
Too much fun, brother. Too much fun.
Tito is the answer. I agree.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Some good adult beverages, which we're drinking here tonight. And
You got an IPA, though, right?
I got an IPA because I'm a snob.
You are.
I'm a
Yeah,
snobby
you're a
bastard.
snob.
Anyway, so yeah, we're here with Matt Ballengee from Snakeskin Prison, and we've got about 30 minutes before things get even louder than they already are. So tell us, SSP started, what, 2009?
2008.
2008. You,
2008.
Keef, Mark Coronado, or there was someone else even before Mark,
So
right?
So I moved to Austin in October of 2006. Met the Dylan Newberry, and then we found Keith in summer of 07. Dylan drummed for about another 6 months. Then we got Josh, who drummed for about 6 months. And then we got Mark, who drummed for like the next 6 years. And then Mark had finally had enough of the shenanigans.
Yeah. I mean,
And then Gary was like, dude, I'm all about shenanigans.
yeah.
That mic actually works now.
It does? Oh, okay.
Oh, there you
Speaking
go.
of,
It's probably better than this. This is a $38 shirt.
well, anybody who doesn't know, this is Gary, and you know by his shirt. And that was perfect timing because Gary is now the drummer of Snakeskin Prison.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now?
Now, for this one show only, and then you're
6
fired.
years now.
Matt was just telling me before you got here. He's like,
Well,
yeah, this is
fuck,
going to be...
let me, chug in my sorrow.
This is going to be Gary's last show. He doesn't know yet.
Well, I just put the word out. We're looking for new drummers after tonight.
Right.
Damn it.
Yeah, and I was saying, I play a little bit of drums. I think I could probably handle it.
But yeah, man.
Gary guy all about.
2008. So it's been a long time. Gary was just telling me how he found some videos on his external drive of you guys playing.
Dude, that was the last A Good Rogering show when we played with you guys in 2012.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was maybe you guys were. I think you were releasing an EP or something.
Yeah.
It was a birthday. Maybe it was your birthday deal.
It was something at Red Eyed Fly. Yeah.
Yeah, something at Red Eyed Fly, and then we didn't play it for like 4 years.
Yeah.
I was wise there for a while, and I
Right.
quit.
Yeah,
Right.
it was just a little snippet, maybe like 20 seconds long, and it was a cover of Master of Puppets. And, I didn't even know you at the time. But the thing is, I saw the video. Of course, it's from a cell phone video from 9 years ago. So, it's grainier. It's not as good quality. I mean, nowadays you got phones that do 4K video. So, I'm trying to look at it. It's kind of fuzzy. And I see this very familiar look, intriguing guitar with the black and white skunk theme. And I was like, that's skunk.
I thought you were going to say you could tell by the bulge in my pants. But yeah, the Tragan guitar is another thing that gives me away sometimes.
No, the bad video quality kind of hurt.
Yeah, it kind of hurt my bulge. My bulge was very pixelated.
I just can't believe we've been playing music for that long.
I know, it's crazy.
Not just Snakeskin, but yourself as well, and so many other bands.
That's exactly when we started. We started playing shows in 2009. Our first EP was January 2010. So we basically kind of hit the scene at the same time.
It's like we were all a part of the same draft class. Like in the NFL, they're like, these are the superstars that were drafted in 2008, 2009.
And now we sit around doing Coppertone commercials.
Let's get the lotion on, make it silky smooth, and you save yourself from the sun rays. And
Matt, what do you
sunburn.
use? What ointment do you use on your knees to alleviate the pain these days?
Tito's, bro.
That's what Matt uses. Literally, he dumps it on his. Matt just. I can literally see that too. Like after a show, you just that's the most rock star shit. You're just in a bathtub, chugging vodka and then chugging it on whatever your sore joints. are.
Afterwards, he gets out and he puts on those Skechers orthotics, right? Like all the other athletes.
Exactly.
He uses Tito. I stick with Yuengling. I love Yuengling. That's the ultimate knee ointment.
You and I met that way. Like, we met at a party at Eric Dickerson's, right? When I
You were wearing a Yuengling shirt.
I was wearing a Yuengling shirt. You were playing with Inch of Dark, and we walked in. I came over, and that was like the first thing. I was like, holy fuck, who brought Yuenglings to this shit? Because you can't find that here.
No. Hey,
I love that beer.
September of this year. I don't know if you knew that.
It's about goddamn time.
Yes.
Like a fucking pandemic for the oldest beer in the goddamn country to come to Texas.
As a matter of fact, get this shit. Okay, so they just posted a video.
We should do a celebratory show, by the way.
Yes. September. September is when they release it in the stores and bars.
Like a show is in order, Matt Ballengee.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Yuengling release show. We got EP release, and then we do Yuengling release.
Yuengling
I like
release.
it. Everybody's like, well, Snakeskin Prison's got to be on that bill.
Right? No, so get this. So Yuengling, they posted on social media, they had a picture of an armored vehicle in front of their main original brewery in Pennsylvania, saying, all right, we're on our way, Texas, with our secret recipe. And I'm like, they're not really going to drive that motherfucker all the way to Texas from Pennsylvania. No. Next day, posted a video. They're being escorted by Fort Worth police into the Coors Brewery with that armored vehicle to bring the recipe to Texas.
I get it, dude.
Yeah.
It's delicious. It's a delicious lager.
I mean,
Pretty
it's a
good
secret
stuff,
recipe, and it's everyone's favorite lager.
Everyone knows I'm a snooty douche that drinks IPA, right? But I will drink that lager. That's a good lager.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, I'm not a fan of any IPAs or IPB, IPC, IP anything.
ICP?
ICP.
Insane Clown Posse? What's up, man?
But basically, the India Pale anything.
I'm
India
back
Pale
like a vertebrae.
Ale, India
My name
Pale
is
Lager,
Violent J.
India Pale Hefe. Does that even exist? IPH? Anyway, anything India
That sounds
Pale.
like a feminine product.
I was going to say you're an STD.
Or an STD.
In either case.
I caught the IPH last weekend.
Oh, damn, dude.
But
was that the Yuengling
beer for
release show?
hemorrhoids.
Yeah, that shit got crazy after that show.
Take note, Yuengling. Do you really want to come to Texas?
Hey, Yuengling, do you want right now this is going to air in that armored vehicle. It's going to turn back around, right? We single-handedly fucked up Yuengling getting into Texas.
Too late. They've already unloaded it. We're good. They're already made it back to Pennsylvania. But no, they had a limited release IPL, India Pale Lager.
Dude, I thought you were making all this crazy shit up.
too.
No,
They're actually,
IPL actually was a
I was
real
like,
thing.
Gary, you don't have to say the whole alphabet. Your joke's lame. But apparently this is a real deal. Like, there's
Yeah.
Peas.
He knows his...
IPL, IP address.
Was that part of the criteria for getting into Snakeskin Prison? You had to do a
Right.
booze quiz, like you were quizzed on.
Do you know your IPAs?
what's the best?
Do you know your half-A's? Do you know your lagers? Do you know your porters? No.
Can you carry me when I'm intoxicated?
Yeah, that's the
question
biggest-
number one.
Fuck no, you're heavy, dude.
Yeah, who the fucking cares? Well, look. Speaking of which, when you were talking about the draft, you used to play football,
Yeah.
in West Virginia. Is that where you went to school?
Yeah.
Gary,
in high
where-
school. Not in college, but in high school.
You went to college?
No,
Mom
yes.
goes to
I graduated
college.
from Specs University, bro, with
Oh.
masters. You didn't know that?
I can't believe we never ran into each other. It's crazy. I mean, I dropped out, but
Lots of parties, man.
Yeah, you know.
I'm sure we crossed paths.
I think it was just like after shows, we probably talked to each other, just didn't know it.
Didn't remember. That's like when my story about meeting Jason McMaster. This is a good story.
Yes, do tell.
So we were playing with Dangerous Toys at Red Eyed Fly for like the fourth time. Jason's loading in through the back. You remember how you'd load in through the back side there? He's carrying stuff in. I walk up and I'm like, hey, man, my name's Matt, Snakeskin Prison. And he's like, yeah, I've met you 4 times already. And I was like, are you being serious? He's like, you got to slow down on the sauce, bro. He's like, you guys are great music, lots of fun, but you're getting really fucked up. And I was like, well, it's really good to meet you for the 4th time, man. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty quick with my responses, but when he was like, yeah, this is the 4th time I've met you, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, the interesting thing Snakeskin Prison has always been a great live band and a fun band.
Sure.
And you guys, props, man. You guys really, and I've been doing this, and we, guys like us who have been around, you start putting on your own events, and you make
Sure.
things event. And you did that. You did it. You've done it several years with the Merry Metal Christmas and the toy drive, things
Yep.
like that, and your birthday thing. And so you guys, usually when you played, and you would regionally tour and all that, but usually if you did something in Austin, it was always an event.
Right.
Right. So you never remembered any of them, but
Right.
you somehow functioned enough to get them all put together.
Yeah, so my whole thing was, at first coming up, you just hop on whatever bill you can get on, right? Play at 8 o'clock, play at 2 a.m., whatever's available just to play. And then we started getting to the point to where I was able to book our own shows. And I remember Heath from Red Eyed Fly.
Right.
He was the first one that gave me that freedom. I was like, dude, I was like, I want this show, or I want this date. And he's like, you got it. I was like, okay, see you then. And he's like, well, now wait a second. Is it just you guys, or do you want other bands? And I was like, oh, you want me to do that? Yeah. He's like, yeah, go for it. And so that's when the whole idea came to me, like, let's make this an event, not just, music is definitely the core of the show for sure. But just stuff like this, a podcast, or having, like, we've got our big printout down front of the album cover. Take a picture, tag yourself, win a free tumbler. Just do cool shit like that. The Christmas shows, we would have Santa Claus come in and let people take pictures with him. Again, it's like going. I really appreciate Nikki Sixx in that I want to make it a carnival. I want to make all kinds of shit going on. So.
Well, that's part of rock and roll,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want it to be just another show.
Right. You got to put on.
You got to make it memorable. You got to make it unique.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Skunk Fest, man. Skunk Fest is
speaking of that, I think it was great because you and I were talking one time about, because we've done some of the same, and I was like, blah, 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 we're talking about some sponsors, and said something about massages. You're like, yep, I've done that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, billboards on I-35. Yep, I looked into that.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's how you got to think. You got to think, like, what can I do to get people
outside
to make
the
this
box.
exciting? To make this a big event, a big thing. So, and that's one thing you guys have always done well, and obviously put on a great show. So.
Yeah. I like to think. Have you seen the movie Semi-Pro? Will Ferrell, Semi-Pro?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm the Jackie Moon of the local music scene. I will wrestle a fucking grizzly bear out there on stage if it will bring in another 10 people.
Well, how much? What? That's cheap. I was going to ask how much you wanted for that, but if it's 10 people, I can get 10 people in the door. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Matt Ballengee.
Right here in what used to be called Grizzly Hall.
Yeah, dude,
exactly.
That came up. I don't know if it was on a podcast or something. It came up, and for the life of me, I could not remember. I was like, God damn it, what was that place? What was Come and Take It Live called?
Oh, yeah.
Grizzly Hall.
Grizzly Hall, yeah.
And they had the bear. That was pretty
right,
great, actually.
yeah.
And the moose.
I said...
It was a huge success with the vegan crowd.
Yeah. And I'm going to completely stand corrected because when they changed the name to Come and Take It Live, I was like, okay, that's a cool name. But Grizzly Hall was pimp. I really liked Grizzly Hall. But then the whole Come and Take It Productions, Come and Take It Live. Again, Anthony, it's just like we're talking about making an event. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Anthony's and Ben, but they got so much shit going on. So.
Well, we all know Ben from the Dirty Dog.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Heath had his hand in that too, from what I understand. So those guys were all part. And so you kind of get to know the people on the scene, and then guys like us, we'd always put on different events. And I remember way back with Dead Earth Politics, that band, like we'd started Tits and Metal, and Good Rogering used to play Tits.
I
and
remember
Metal.
that show.
Yeah, we did that which was really cool. Like the first time, and there was like some quality stuff going on, and then next year it was like. The D-listers came out, and everyone was like, "Oh, we might want to reassess Tits and Metal here."
D-listers.
Oh, and our drummer at the time made out with the F team, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, brother. Like, anywho, I'm just shitting on some people.
We digress.
Fuck 'em.
We digress.
That's what I do on this show. Oh, you know what? Matt's not afraid. Well, this would also be fun to do when Matt was super drunk, because we started doing this thing when we were like. I'll just go off on rants. I had all my anti-vax, anti-masker rants. That's all over with, thank God. But now we started doing this thing about there's just certain bands I love to hate on. And look, it's all in good fun. Like, it's not like I lose sleep and get angry about Smash Mouth like in my free time. But I just think they're a shitty band. That's all. And so Vic and I started this thing called, what are your top 5 Titanic bands?
Well,
and here's our experience was everyone was just like,
one of our guests mentioned that, right? And then yesterday. Like the guy that we were talking to last night, he was like, could it be like a Bermuda Triangle, never get out type of thing?
Right. So we're not killing people. We're not killing bands just for sucking. It's just that they all the shitty bands get on a cruise together. Right. Like the cool Monsters of Rock cruise, but all the shitty bands.
And they
get on a cruise and they go in the Bermuda Triangle and no one ever sees them again. And so it's just shitty music for them and a bunch of like people who wear flip-flops and like bad music and like frat boys trying to get laid. And so that was our idea. What are your 5 Bermuda Triangle bands, Matt Ballengee and Gary?
Buck Cherry. I mean, do you like Buck Cherry?
I don't even know Buck Cherry.
Right.
They just look like a bunch of fucking guys with tattoos.
I think they played their songs on Silicon Valley, the billionaire dude, right? Every time they pulled up in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, this might piss a lot of people off, but like you said, who gives a fuck?
I love this.
Tool.
Ooh, I like this because now it's getting.
I don't even,
some
dude.
some people are gonna be angry.
I've never gotten into Tool. I mean,
I can share that sentiment. I'm going to take over on this one with Tool because Jerome, I hope you're watching this.
Is Jerome a huge Tool guy?
Jerome loves Tool, and I respect that. Don't get me wrong. Tool, it's very technical. It's very hard music, and I got to give tons of props to the musicians of Tool. The shit is complicated as fuck to play. It's very unique. It's awesome shit. It's just not my thing.
I actually really like their older stuff. I think Opiate's a fucking great album. It was a little more straightforward.
The sad thing is I don't like them, or I don't really care for them as much, but I know that fucking album because everybody around me played it all the time.
When it came out and when Undertow came out, it's like, who the fuck are they? And to their credit, they had the claymation videos, the weird shit. It wasn't like what everyone was doing. It was weird and different. And, I mean, and I'm not a huge Korn fan, but I'll give credit to Korn because they were unique. They were different. It's not my cup of tea, but I can give credit to bands like that. And then after Korn and after Tool, a billion other bands sounded like that.
I got to say, Korn, I thought they did an incredible job with their Pink Floyd cover with Another Brick in the Wall.
I don't know if I've heard that or not, maybe. But
it's pretty killer. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Korn, especially with all that, whatever they do. But no, when they did their cover of Another Brick in the Wall, they took part 1, 2, and 3 and smashed it into one tune. And they did a really fucking good job.
Put it in a really low tuning.
They did, yeah.
Another brick.
They did great. I thought they did well. I mean, I thought it was like, although I'm not a fan of their other shit, for a cover tune, they did amazing with that. I thought they did a really good job.
I don't know, man. Another band that so I'm thinking about like whose bands or who the bands that when they come up on my playlist, I'm just like next.
I mean, you can say a good Rodring. It's okay.
No, definitely not AGR, bro.
That's a straight up Titanic.
Now, when Ariana Grande shows up on my playlist, I'm like, yeah, it's my jam.
I'm not a huge Slayer fan. I don't really get into Slayer.
Matt is really going there tonight. This is great because normally people are too afraid to even, or they're just nice. Like some people aren't dead inside like me, and they say stuff like, right. I don't know, I like everybody, and I'm like weirdo. But like Matt's straight up just like fuck Slayer.
I mean,
he didn't actually say that, but I love that. There's, you know how many people are gonna be like infuriated?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
And by how many, I mean like one person that watches the show who's like a psycho. Well, but like, yeah, I mean.
When
Slayer and Tool, that's good.
When Mark was in the band and we'd go on road shows,
Mark loves Slayer.
Yeah,
he cried at a Slayer show.
He would just crank it, and I'm just like, dude, put on some Charlie Daniels, put on something we can understand what's happening.
This is so SSP. You got the drummer cranking Slayer, Matt going, "Hey man, put on Charlie Daniels."
Right, that's the mix, man. That's the mix. Southern metal. All
right, we got Slayer, Tool, and
Buck Cherry.
That's 3.
And you were
bands I'm not a fan of, basically.
There, sweetie. How are you? Looking beautiful as usual. Keef, everybody.
Keef's in the house.
Is Keef on camera here? We want to make sure you're.
He is not on camera. Do we need to scoot over? We got about 9 minutes.
I mean, you could go sit in between these guys. Why don't you do that? Let's get him cozy with the band.
Let Keith sit in here and we can share mics.
See, I've got a microphone, but it's not connected to anything, so...
Just like we share rubbers.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking about. Now it's like a real band. Now it's like a real band on tour. 3 guys just sitting together in a passenger van for 9 hours.
Right. Listening to Slayer.
Really? Well, dude, I think now this fucking guy likes Slayer.
You need to ask Keith that question. So... Go ahead.
No, you propose the question.
He says, if we had a rock and roll cruise, heavy metal cruise, 5 bands that you would put on that cruise and send them to the Bermuda Triangle to never return. 5 bands you want to throw away. I said Buck Cherry, Tool, and Slayer. You're up.
Oh, man. To go to the Bermuda Triangle and never come back.
Maybe like in 100 years they come back and they're like, who the fuck is this?
Motionless in White.
Shunned by society.
5 Finger Death Punch. Sorry, Matt.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh.
You got to let that mall metal go.
Yes.
I've never heard that. That's great. Mall metal.
Me and Keith jam that when we shop at Hot Topic.
Oh man, that's a tough one. You know, I would keep. This is gonna sound crazy, but I would keep Nickelback. Their some of their newer stuff is actually kind of decent.
We just talked to a big Nickelback fan.
Yeah.
And
well, not me, but we talked to it.
no, yeah. Vic is a big Nickelback fan.
No.
We were told to listen to the album The Long Run, the long
road, something.
And that they did a tribute to Dimebag and actually used one of his unreleased solos.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
They're
actually not terrible. They're kind of a joke on
they
themselves at
play.
this point.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
They kind of know what's
They
going
laugh
on.
at all of us because they make billions of dollars. And
True.
Yeah, they make a lot more money than we do. Has anyone heard their recent cover of Devil Went Down to Georgia?
How is this happening? How are we talking
Pretty good.
about
It's
Nickelback
pretty good.
on two back-to-back?
It's pretty fucking good, yeah.
Just unavoidable.
Well, shit. Apparently, Nickelback is an amazing band. We learned that. We've learned that. And
yeah, I know they
and
get a
Tool
lot of
sucks, according to Matt Ballengee. Matt Ballengee.
shit. To Matt, yeah.
So make you a
like
shirt
I
that just
said-
says Tool and Slayer sucks. Fuck off.
Like I said, Tool's an amazing band. It's just not my thing. That's all.
All right. So we've gotten one out of we got three out of Matt. What's two more for you?
Oh
Keith?
man.
I love the Mall Rock. That
Don't say Thunder Rosa. Gotcha. Love you, AJ.
playing with him soon, actually.
Gary,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't played with him in
wait,
a million
what's on
years.
your list, Gary?
It's on my list.
Uh,
Oh goddamn. Fuck.
We got 3 out of.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I would not put Creed on that list. I like Creed. That's a guilty pleasure
You're like
band.
I'm in the fucking
Sorry.
sorrow world right now.
it's
Where
like-
everything that just happened on the last podcast is
It's the
happening
second.
again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a repeat from last night.
Oh, I got to go listen to these
All,
bands.
all I can think of is the STS videos where they make fun of Creed when you say
Oh, yeah.
Creed. I take off my glove.
I'm gonna have to do some homework on this and get back to you.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
like
know
Matt's commitment. Matt
Does-
did
does
not
it-
hold back. He knew who he hated right off the bat, and I
Does-
respect that.
I don't hate a lot of metal bands.
Does it have to be metal?
No, it doesn't have to be metal.
Does it have to be metal?
Let us clarify.
Panic at the goddamn Disco. I can't stand that motherfucking band.
Okay, I haven't listened to them, but I'm actually going to go listen now to see how much they suck, according to you.
Yeah, okay. It just... If you could take their lead singer... Okay, they're the instrument players, the guitar players, drummer, and all that. They're good. They're fucking vocalist. I cannot stand the vocalist. If you could take
He's basically the whole band.
if you could take a vibrato and give him like 10 doses of steroids on how much he vibratos everything, it's terrible. And I don't like his tone. He hits every note, but his tone is terrible. It makes me want to...
An acquired taste for sure.
It makes me want to punch a hole in a wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you really feel?
So Matt, you gave 3, or did you give all 5?
No, he gave 3. Who was your... Here's your other...
Other 2. So the way I determine this, Keith, is when it comes up on your playlist and you just automatic, you don't even stop. You just hit next. It's like, fuck this shit. I don't need this in my life. Smash Mouth.
Somebody.
Once told me.
But yeah, I'm not going to get into like country and hip hop and
Well,
I'm just saying
wait.
the whole
Oh, yeah. They're already down.
the whole group. I'm not even giving them the
Wait.
discussion.
You want to talk about country and hip hop? How about let's talk about a mix? Sam Hunt.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Skunk doesn't know who Sam Hunt.
Sam Hunt. Okay, so Sam Hunt.
Right.
Sam Hunt is classified as country, but Sam Hunt will have music where in the whole background you hear, hey, 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 and I'm like, that's not country.
See?
But then Sam Hunt's like, look at me, I'm gonna rap about this,
I almost think
Look
you
at you,
should
girl.
you should
You wanna
give
come
us
out
a
me?
list.
and then I'm gonna
band.
sing
Ooh, I like
about
that.
this tune, and I'm gonna sing
Okay, yeah,
a little
yeah,
more,
you're
and then I
right.
want to rap a little bit more again,
Because
like-
Gary, who hates Sam Hunt, is singing an entire fucking Sam Hunt.
Right. He knows all the lyrics.
Let us please interrupt you, Gary. Okay, so
I will give him this. House Party's a good tune, but other than that, he has this bad mix of
the
rapping
fact
and
that
singing.
you even know the tunes is disturbing to me, man.
Hey, I'm well rounded. I like listening to
He's
Cave
cultured.
It's like a guy that's like, porn is fucked up, and then he like
Right.
that's Gary with Sam Hunt. It's this guilty pleasure.
Porn sucks, but now Brandy Love. Man, I
Oh.
follow her Instagram.
Oh, look at that gape. Look at that gapey cowboy hat.
Porn is the devil. Oh my God, the boobies.
All right, yay or nay? Yay or
Okay,
nay?
so all right, so we're gonna take turns here. Okay, so thumbs up or down, Smash Mouth.
I'm giving you down.
Yeah, you
I
gotta get
kind of like
Oh.
Smash Mouth.
Wow.
the fuck out of our interview. Vic, what you got? I know who Vic's gonna say.
Oh, you bring these guys up a lot. Limp Bizkit, right?
I like Limp Bizkit. I've seen him in concert like 3 times.
Dear City of Austin,
I'm sorry, I closed my eyes in disgust. Were you guys thumbs up or down?
They were thumbs up, man.
What the fuck is happening? This interview's over. I've lost all respect for these fucking guys.
Incredibly talented group of musicians.
All right.
Dude, I saw.
Apparently, I saw their cover of Master Puppets that Wes Borden or something sang,
I've
but it
heard
was
that
like
one.
tuned to like R flat. I just wasn't like into it, dude.
flat.
Well, seriously, like this wasn't. All right, well, this is weird. Okay, I can't even think at this point. I'm so fucked up right now.
I say,
Okay, here we go.
With Limp Bizkit, it's funny. It reminds me back when the City of Austin held that public vote on what do we want to rename our solid waste recycling program.
Oh, that's right.
Because originally it was just City of Austin Solid Waste, and they're like, we need to rename this. So they did this online vote, and the winning vote was the Fred Durst Society of the Humanities and the Arts.
Yes!
Yeah.
Wait.
And all I'm picturing are these garbage trucks going down the road with this giant image of Fred Durst.
That's what happens when you give Gary Yeager bombs.
I mean,
Wow.
and then even Fred Durst got wind of it. He was like, "Fuck yeah, that's awesome! I'm the garbage man."
I mean, Lady Gaga.
Dude, you know what I'm going to
yeah.
say.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
good.
Right on.
Yeah.
Dave Matthews Band.
Yes.
I'm going
Yeah.
to give a halfsies.
Talented, but I don't like it.
Hey,
I'm giving a halfsies.
I like
Gary's
it.
all about it, man.
Hey, their drummer uses Yamaha. I'm good there.
Oh, it's because he's a drummer. All the drummers. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
I like Dave Matthews. Very, very unique sound.
That sounds like a donkey, though.
Yeah, I mean, if a donkey-sounding birth is what you like to listen to in terms of a vocalist, then Dave Matthews is the band for you.
I mean, that's what some people look up on X Hamster.
Yeah, you've been to that same
I
site?
don't want to picture Dave Matthews in a sex scene.
No, I will say that. I guess our podcast is
That's
about
it,
to end.
man.
Yeah,
so
that's,
tell us about this band, Hannah. Who?
Hannah Bearcat.
Bearcat.
know
yeah.
these?
From Austin.
Hannah Bearcat. Who's playing tonight?
Hannah Bearcat, Pure Wellborn Road out of Houston College Station.
Oh, yeah.
Snakeskin Prison.
We interviewed Wellborn Road, and they thought that it was actually like going to be live or professional.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, dude, this won't even come out until after
you
the
should
show.
keep
This will come out 2022.
You should keep this set up, and when we're done, we'll come back up here and do about a 10-15 minutes.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens.
Well,
We've talked to Pure, the guys from Pure, too, right?
Yeah, we did talk to Pure as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. You're right. We should just have everybody up here just drunk as fuck.
Just have a big after show podcast. I like it.
What's coming up for Snakeskin Prison, and we'll wrap this up. I mean, you're playing something in August, right?
Skunk Fest.
Oh, are you? Wow.
Hell yeah.
What day is that?
That's the Thursday, August 17th. It's a Thursday. 26, August 26th, Skunk Fest. Here, come and take it live with Skunk, the man himself. Super excited. We got a show in San Antonio, a couple more shows here throughout the summer, including yours. So yeah, man, things are starting to open back up, and we're just taking it as we can.
And then King Snake, the new EP, is today the official release date, or it's been out?
It's been out since April 1st.
April 1st.
As far as
Oh, fuck.
streaming, online sales. But this is our
physical,
EP release show.
Physical release.
Physical is today. Yeah.
Physical release. Yep, we got CDs available.
Cool.
So yeah, man.
Awesome,
All right.
guys.
Well, thanks for joining us, you fucking assholes. Snakeskin Prison, everybody.
Woo!
We're gonna talk to him later, and this is gonna be fun.
It's going to get better, I promise.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I've been here for 10,000 years. Before we go, let's make one thing clear. I learned to walk before the world could breathe. I brought you pain, brought you misery. In that den of no tomorrow, no one hears you scream. I am the king who leaves pain and sorrow. The venom takes